But now to our location report. John Waters' last film, Hairspray, a satire of the 60s, developed a cult following, and you may indeed be among the cultists. But I'm beginning to suspect that cult followings usually mean that most people like the movie a bit, while a few vociferous supporters make a lot of fuss about it. And I think that was true of Hairspray. Still, what's now at issue is whether Waters can repeat the formula with his latest trip down memory lane, Cry Baby. In this, Johnny Depp plays a 1950s rocker and rebel who falls in love with Amy Locane. The supporting cast, chosen apparently with wild abandon, ranges from Iggy Pop to Patty Hearst. And Tom Brooke joined them all on location.
Cry Baby is a story of teenage romance set in Baltimore in the 1950s. Essentially, it's a satire of a somewhat dated genre of movie making in which a nice, pretty middle-class girl falls for a bad boy from the wrong side of town. In this instance, the bad boy is Wade Crybaby Walker, who captures the heart of good girl Alison Vernon Williams.
Alison! Alison!
Johnny Depp, the American teen idol who plays Crybaby, says his character isn't really bad, he just looks that way.
I think Crybaby has to do with what you might perceive as bad is not necessarily bad, is sometimes good. What's that old, don't judge a book by its cover type theory, I think that's really the statement that's being made.
Well, what have we here?
Once Alison falls for Crybaby, she has to deal with all the bad girls in town. And the Crybaby girls are pretty outrageous.
These are the Crybaby girls. That's Wanda.
Dig it, babe. You need a new look. First thing a Crybaby girl learns, our bazooms are our weapons.
Being bad or outrageous is a constant theme in the work of Crybaby's director, John Waters. Like all your films, this is a satire, and in a way you're poking fun at small-town middle-class values. Why do you like to do that?
Because they're the people that tell other people how to lead their lives, which that's the only thing that makes me angry, is lead your own life and leave everybody else alone, because you don't know what goes into what's ever formed that person, why they behave the way they do. So don't be too quick to judge other people, and people that do are villains in my movies, always.
I am going to release these delinquents to their parents' custody, but not you, Crybaby Walker. The only place you're going to sing is in jail.
Crybaby is John Waters' most mainstream movie to date. His last film, Hairspray, a musical satire about teenage dancing in Baltimore in the 1960s, proved quite popular with a wide audience. Hairspray starred the late transvestite, Divine, who'd appeared in many of John Waters' earlier films, like the truly shocking cult classic Pink Flamingos. By contrast, Crybaby is relatively tame, leading some to wonder if the one-time king of underground sleaze has now joined the ranks of the establishment. Do you feel that by becoming more mainstream, you're compromising your integrity as a filmmaker?
No, I think it's the most perverse thing I can do, is make a film that can be a John Waters film with everything I believe in, and play in a shopping mall in Kansas is really devious.
How did you go about choosing people for the cast? Because it is very, very diverse. I mean, you've got everybody from Patty Hearst to a former porno movie star, haven't you?
Yeah, because I respected everybody. I thought their story, I like people with a past and a future, and I think they all had that. And I think that they were, they all read for me. I mean, that's the bottom line. If they weren't good, I wouldn't have used them.
Who the hell is this?
This is Inga. She's from Sweden. She's an exchange student, and she's going to be staying with us for a while.
Patty Hearst, the newspaper heiress who made headlines around the world in 1974 when she was kidnapped by a terrorist group, plays the mother of a rebel teenage daughter. Why did you make the move into acting, do you think?
Well, because I just couldn't resist. John sent this script, and it was really, really funny, and I thought, what the heck? I figured nobody else was going to ask me, and it would just be the most fun. I loved his movie, Hairspray.
You're going to Sweden.
You mean you swap me for a milkmaid?
Another actress in Crybaby with an interesting past is Tracy Lords, who plays Wanda, one of the Crybaby girls. Tracy Lords is still well known in America for pornographic movies she made a few years ago.
Everyone in the film had, something that they were overcoming in their life. Patty Hearst, Johnny Depp, everybody did. And I think that, initially that John was interested by me. Then I went and I auditioned, and he saw me as Wanda, and that was that.
So cut these shackles off of me. Let me go, let me go.
Although Cry Baby clearly celebrates teenage rebellion and warns of the dangers of early conformity, John Waters says he isn't trying to make any profound statement with the film.
I'm not necessarily saying anything about statements. I have always made, every move I've ever made for one reason, is to make people laugh at maybe things that they fear and maybe things that they're uncomfortable about in themselves. I can't cry, baby, with my queen by my side.
Cry Baby opens here on July the 20th.